afternoon or good evening to all. I am Professor Gilmar from Lavras Federal University of Brazil. I am an extensionist professor, and my goal is to popularize the science by making the university fulfill its role of social environmental responsibility. I have a special attention for social responsibility of university by way of agroecology, family farming, and innovative university extension. Okay, please look at the second slide. Do you want just and durable peace? So produce food. Without food production, there will never be peace. Just short break until next conflict. Do you want to avoid the huge displacement of hungry, sick, and desperate refugees from poor country to rich country? So produce food. Without food production, it's impossible to avoid the displacement of desperate refugees around the world hit by wars and natural disasters like drought. To produce food, we need to avoid global warming and promote sustainable development of rural areas. In this image, we have example of destruction of the atmosphere, water, and soil. But also what agroecology and sustainable economic, social, environmental technology can do. Please look at this slide. And I remember a Brazilian writer, the university exists only to help a man transform desert in gardens. I show a problem in atmosphere and ground, in soil, water, and the hunger and famine. And what the agroecology and sustainable technology can do. Our aggression to nature causes global warming, and as a result, we have famine, misery, jobless, homeless, and this spark the displacement of a hungry and the sick population for another countries. I link here global climate change with displacement, global climate change with the refugee, and global climate change with deforestation and drought. First step to problem is a global climate change. And the consequence, you have displacement, refugees, drought, deforestation, and hunger and famine. I present and defend a scientific and technological way that we have already proven to be a great success in other participatory partnerships. It is sustainable economic, socio-environmental technology to sustainable development of rural areas. Look at economically viable, ecologically correct, socially just, culturally appropriate, technologically suitable, and scientifically proven. This is agroecology, a scientific way. Here are some environmental technology produced by agroecology and ideal for supporting the recovery of degraded areas and produce food for peace. They were developed for tropical environment, and now our change will be to develop them for cold environment. This technology was developed by tropical climate or tropical environment. you see composting, biofertilizer, evapotranspiration basin, hand water pump, storage surplus, eco water filter, eco brick, pig waste treatment, worm breeding, vertical garden, and several kind of technology. But our challenge now is developing for cold environment, okay? But it's possible, no problem. This is our goal. Unfortunately, there is no time to describe each one, but we can organize a second meeting and comment on each one. I just want to highlight the first two, composting and biofertilization, which are the most used for food production. My highlight here is composting and biofertilizer, because this product is very cheap, not expensive, easy to get, and is scientifically proven. Okay? Please look at the English test on left. Brecht, many years ago, said, I sustain that the sole purpose of science, it is to relieve the suffering of human existence. And look at the legend. Do you want to change the word alone? I am not alone. We are just scattered. But we have already begun to get together. Okay, people? But we have already begun to get together. I hope. Okay? Social responsibility of university. Fighting against the social and environmental problems around the world as global warming and hunger and famine. I think this problem is mainly solved with science, technology, and courage. University must develop research based on the necessity of the people. This research must be part of the university official policy. University must apply part of their monetary resource toward this purpose, and scientists must use part of their time to look for a solution to this. Yes, people, it's necessary to gather university and gather to fight against hunger and famine. And the university is a way, because science and technology is a way against hunger and famine. It's necessary to gather our university. On this slide and the next one, we describe the main participatory partnership proposed by UFLA. We can develop joint work anywhere on the planet, as we have already done Brazil, Africa, and Asia. People, I already developed several experiences in Africa and Asia. Africa, Congo, Asia, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Myanmar, and another country. Look at composting, composting, biofertilizer, set tank, storage and handling for small agriculture production, agroforestry consortium, agroforestry system, alternative energy, alternative recipes, nutritional meal, bread production, agroecological production of honey, some technologies we already developed. Irrigation, associativism, cooperativism, seed technology, poultry, goat, rabbit, livestock breed, home health programs, horticulture, culinary approaches. Only only some technology. It's a success in application. Well, food security program. Food security program to be applied in schools with family farming products obtained in agroecological way. We ask everyone to get special attention to this proposal because it involves future of a free and prosperous nation. Food security program is fantastic program. It's a program to combat general food insecurity, offering nutritious food to children and that were produced by family farming and agroecological way. It also contributes to generation for worse jobs and income the community themselves. It's fantastic contribution against hunger and famine and develop worth jobs and worth incomes to a people. Thinking about it, please. A country can only be strong, powerful, independent, and sovereign if and only if it produces its own food and not rely on others to feed themselves. I write in English and French because I defend this idea in another partnership in French also. Okay. A country can only be strong, powerful, independent, and sovereign if and only if it produces its own food and not rely others to feed themselves. Finally, I want to talk about these socio-environmental problems such as hunger, misery, malnutrition, pollution, global warming, are definitely solved with science and technology. People listen, science and technology. Two, universities need to understand that everyone has social responsibility and that science exists to improve people's lives and environment protection, but not simple publishing scientific papers.
Играть, да? Руки помой и фрукты поешь. Руки.
What?
Ну как, когда конференция.
Okay? Agroecology is a viable way to achieve these objectives because it joins popular knowledge with modern and advanced science. Definitive peace only with the production of basic and fundamental food for population. People need food. The displacement and of the poor and miserable crowd and the end of inhuman, cruel refugee camps will only be possible with food production. People need food. Okay, people. And I thank you a lot.
Thank you very much, Professor.
Irina and the people, I am with the problems in my system.